Alright, hey everybody. So I realized that I have not done a single seed challenge update in probably a couple months. And, you know, to be honest, with the heat, with summer being here and the tomato plants kind of going dormant, it just completely slipped my mind to really do a video on the single seed challenge. Now, having said that, we are into the beginning of the school year. At least I'm assuming for most places, at least for here. School's been going, this is the second week of school, so we're back into the swing of things. And you know how kids are, they always want to go back to their teachers from the previous year and say hi and all that. You know, we all did it. I was guilty of it. But one of the cool things about this time of the school year, if you had a class that was really attached to that teacher, then you know there's special things about that classroom or that school year. And for the classroom that I'm talking about, it was the single seed challenge. Now, for those of you that haven't watched this channel, or you're new to this channel, or this is your first time watching, single seed challenge means a lot to me. I'll get more into that here in a little bit, but one thing that it has shown is that if you introduce something to children and they are at any way, shape, and form intrigued by it, they're gonna latch on. Now, I did something last December, and if you all have been following this channel since then, you probably know where I'm about to go with this. But if you don't, let's do a recap. I tell you what seed you're gonna get right at the end of this video. Miss Rendon is gonna pass them out to you. Each one of you kiddos, you're gonna get one seed. Your own single seed. So if you look in there, there's one seed. The seed that I'm gonna give you all is a tomato plant. A single seed tomato plant, and not just any tomato plant. A seed from last year's, or this year's, single seed challenge 2021 of violet jasper. Okay, so as you saw right there, I gave all the students of that classroom one seed from my 2021 single seed challenge seeds. And what I encouraged them to do is to grow that seed starting anytime after March 1st, because in this area, March 1st was the last expected frost date of the year for this year in 2022. So I encouraged them to plant the seed, get with their parents, watch some of the videos if they weren't sure how to do it or what to do, and plant the seed, because that's the whole point of the single seed challenge. Plant the seed and document the life cycle of that seed. Now, one of the coolest things about this challenge with those kiddos is that I've actually got updates on some of the students and what they did with their seed. What I want to show here is one little dude's just amazing plant that he grew. Now, he took the seed, he talked to his parents, and they built him a raised bed, a big raised bed. And he planted the seed after March. That's what I told him, after March 1st, plant your seeds. Look at what it's done. His plant has just taken off. And then he also got 2 jalapeno plants from my garden as a birthday gift. And then look at these pictures of him and how proud he is of those jalapenos. So just an amazing example of a youngster who just took the idea and ran with it. Now, I'm not done. Same classroom. Now, this plant is from Ellie, and you can see the big, beautiful pot that her parents got her, and she planted her seed. You can see how big it's gotten. Now, this is a recent picture of just a couple days ago. So, Ellie, if you're watching, I am very proud of you. And Mason, I'm also proud of you too. So, you both are great examples of youngsters who saw through my videos an idea and they ran with it. And I love it, because this is what the single seed challenge is all about. Documenting the life cycle of one seed. Okay, but hey, I feel like an infomercial here, but hey, order now and you'll get 2. I'm just kidding. But seriously, I've got another one for you. How many people remember Kate's cantaloupe? Well, if you don't, let's do a recap and show you what I'm talking about. Okay, hey everybody, so I just got something in the mail. Now, this is from the 2nd grade classroom from a young lady whose name begins with K and rhymes with bait. Do we know who it is? She gave me all these seeds. Now, these are cantaloupe seeds, so I'm not gonna put them in the garden. I'm actually gonna start a single seed challenge for you. right here in my backyard. I'm going to start her single seed challenge right here in this pot. Okay, that's the seed that I just picked out of the baggie, and we are going to put that seed right there in this hole, bury it up. Okay, young lady, this is your single seed challenge right here in this pot. Let's go put it in the garden. We are going to put her right there. So as you just saw in that short, a young lady named Kate gave me a seed from her cantaloupe for me to grow, and I did. And I created her own single seed challenge right here in my backyard on Down Home Backyard Gardening. Now, that cantaloupe is right back here behind me. So why don't we go check it out? Okay, so this is the cantaloupe vine, and it's looking kind of bad right here on the leaves. It's been hit with powdery mildew, but it's gone all the way back and up my fence line here. And as you can see right there, we have Kate's cantaloupe growing right there. There are also smaller cantaloupes on here. Now, Kate, you have the distinction of giving me a cantaloupe seed that actually grew and produced my very first ever cantaloupe here in this backyard. So, young lady, thank you very, very much. I absolutely love this, and believe me, I'm taking care of this cantaloupe very, very well. We're here to talk about the single seed challenge for Down Home Backyard Gardening, right? Well, yes and no. Now, if you all remember, my single seed challenge and the second grade classroom single seed challenge are both tomato plants, spoon tomatoes to be exact. And these things have just gone absolutely crazy as far as growing. Let's check it out. Now, as you can see, this entire side of this raised bed are the spoon tomatoes. Let me come around to the side here. Now, some of the branches aren't looking the best because it is 103 degrees here today in Houston, but you can see how green everything is. It's still alive, but they're not producing because of the heat. But they're doing very good. Now, as a recap, this plant is the second grade classroom's plant, Moonlight, and this one beside it is my single seed challenge spoon tomato plant that I named Starbright. So why are these plants still here if they're not producing tomatoes? Well, they're not dead yet. And the whole point of the single seed challenge is to document the entire life cycle of one seed. Not sowing a whole bunch of seeds, but just one seed that you pick out. So my thought process is this. I think once the heat goes away and it gets cooler, back down into the 80s, I believe these plants, these tomato plants, will continue, or not continue, will start producing flowers again. I think. We're going to find out. But that is why they're still here. And I am excited to see if that happens or not, because I don't really know if it will. I think it will, though. And I would love for these to produce more of those beautiful little tiny spoon tomatoes. They were so good, just a strong little burst of tomato flavor in your mouth, and it's just phenomenal. So that's why they're still here. And that is the update for these two single seed challenge tomato plants. Okay, so my biggest reason for showing this video today is to encourage, and I hope inspire people to continue sharing your love or your passion for growing with our next generation, which I think is important because that is what we're here for. As the older generation, it is our duty to pass on to the next generation. And we're talking about growing food. So that's pretty important. So if you can teach youngsters the importance of growing food at a young age, then it will stay with them for life, just like what my grandmother did for me. It took 30 years for it to really kick in, but once it kicked in, now I'm obsessed with it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm obsessed with this, and I love growing. and I love seeing stuff grow and sharing this. And with the single seed challenge, I don't know if Scott Head really thought of just how important or how valuable this challenge can be, but it's incredibly important. It's an amazing teaching tool because it shows a person just the power of one seed and what that one seed can do. And that's why I wanted to share these examples of these youngsters with you all, to show you that, hey, get kids involved. You never know if they're going to want to take the bull by the horns. And I just shared three examples that I know for a fact have taken the love of growing and are running with it at the young, amazing ages of like 8, 9, and 10, in that range. So get out there, grow, share your passion with your neighborhood kids, your family, whoever, your neighbors, and do your part if you're not doing it. That's my challenge to you. I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm challenging you that if you love growing that, or continue sharing that with our younger generation. All right, everybody, so that's the video. I hope you all got something out of this video. I really, truly do. I hope you learned something, and if anything else, hope you're inspired. So, hey, everyone, if you have not subscribed to this channel yet, I encourage you to do so, or better yet, I invite you to do so. Click that subscribe button, hit that little bell so you're always notified whenever I upload videos. If y'all are into Facebook or Instagram, check out my pages, Down Home Backyard Gardening. I try to update on there every day, every other day here in the summertime with pictures or little videos of what's going on out here in the garden. If you all enjoyed this video, please share it, comment on it, and like it. I would love to hear comments from people, from everyone out there. I enjoy doing that, and I always try to get back with you. So, having said all that, everybody, continue growing, continue sharing, continue inspiring our youth. And as always, shine bright and harvest hard. Bye. Oh, you know what? I almost forgot something. Stay tuned in the next week to 2 weeks. I should have a very big announcement coming. I can't say anything about it just yet, but I am incredibly excited about what's going on right now with this channel, Down Home Backyard Gardening. And if y'all been a subscriber of this channel, I think you're all going to be really, really excited for where this channel can go. Stay tuned.